The logistics industry is facing expansion issues due to lack of land and warehouses as a result of building supply chain issues and the high cost of land. Joining us live now on the program is one of Australia's leading third-party logistic providers, Mal Siriwardhane. Mal, really appreciate your time. It's been a very interesting week in the logistics space. What does the government need to do to assist the logistics sector, particularly after the collapse of Scott's Refrigerated Logistics?
Thank you, Simon. Thank you for having me on. Absolutely. There are a number of challenges the logistic industry is facing today. Definitely, since the COVID, the lack of land, obviously, the availability of the warehouses is a huge issue, and the shortage of labour. And obviously the energy prices. So all it does is put the prices up for the operators like ourselves and across the industry. So those are the major challenges.
So the federal government, obviously, as cities expand, there's land that's obviously needed for housing. But are you concerned that perhaps the balance hasn't been right, particularly with industrial space or logistics space?
Absolutely, the right policies has to be in place, and obviously need a collective and collaborative approach with the industry bodies for the government to support this sector. If you really look at real estate point of view, in major cities, the per square meter rate is almost double, if not doubled already. That put the pressures on the major retailers, and obviously the end result is the consumer going to pay the price.
Do you know if this collapse of Scott's Refrigerated Logistics, which is going to have a question mark over about 1,500 jobs, was that foreseen, do you think?
I mean, building a sustainable transport services around what is needed. If you really look at the e-com sector or even business-to-business sector, there's a huge requirement for a sustainable transport solution. There's a same-day delivery requirements from a consumer perspective, and our retailers are facing the huge constraint in that area. So that's definitely be looked at, and we are working very closely with the industry bodies to work towards how to overcome these sort of challenges, and mainly to look at how the government can support in these sectors.
Because this will no doubt impact a lot of supply and the logistics into major supermarkets, major chains, Coles and Woolworths. Is there sort of enough support to step in for this shortfall?
I'm sure there has to be some risk mitigation processes in place to make sure the shelves are full and the consumers are receiving what is expected. But in general, overall, the cost pressures that the logistic industry is facing has to be addressed, and it is at a critical point. I would say that something has to happen.
What does need to happen? What's the number one priority for the federal government at the moment, in your mind?
Definitely the labour shortage and the energy prices and the real estate. So these three are hand in hand, and obviously putting the cost to serve is very high for the retailers, and that definitely impacting the consumers at the end of the day, unfortunately.